The story of NASA, the United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration, is one of human ambition, scientific innovation, and the quest to explore the unknown. Since its inception in 1958, NASA has spearheaded space exploration, delivered groundbreaking scientific research, and contributed significantly to global understanding of the universe. From launching satellites to sending humans to the Moon and now planning for Mars, NASA's journey is a remarkable testament to human ingenuity. NASA was officially established on July 29, 1958, in response to the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1 in 1957, the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. This event sparked what became known as the space race, a Cold War competition between the United States and the Soviet Union for dominance in space exploration. Before NASA, the United States conducted its aeronautical research through the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, or NACA. NASA absorbed NACA's personnel and facilities, including research centers like Langley and Ames. The new agency also took over various military space projects and aimed to centralize the country's civilian space efforts under one roof. NASA's first human spaceflight program, Project Mercury, ran from 1958 to 1963. Its goal was straightforward yet groundbreaking: put an American astronaut into space and bring them back safely. The project had several objectives, including testing human capability in space and developing spacecraft that could safely orbit and return to Earth. On May 5, 1961, astronaut Alan Shepard became the first American in space during the Mercury Redstone 3 mission, also known as Freedom 7. Though his suborbital flight lasted only about 15 minutes, it marked a major milestone. Later, John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth aboard Friendship 7 on February 20, 1962, making 3 full orbits. Project Gemini followed Mercury and ran from 1961 to 1966. It focused on developing space travel techniques needed for future missions to the Moon. The program tested long-duration flights, rendezvous and docking procedures, and extravehicular activity, or spacewalks. One of the most notable achievements came during Gemini 4 in 1965, when astronaut Ed White performed the first American spacewalk. Gemini also helped engineers and astronauts learn how to work in space for extended periods, essential experience for the coming Apollo missions. Perhaps NASA's most iconic endeavour, the Apollo program was launched with the goal of landing humans on the Moon and bringing them back safely. Announced by President John F. Kennedy in 1961, the program faced immense technical and political challenges, especially after the tragic Apollo 1 fire in 1967, which claimed the lives of 3 astronauts during a launch rehearsal. Despite setbacks, NASA pressed forward. On July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 achieved what had once seemed impossible. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the Moon, while Michael Collins orbited above in the command module. Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," marked a triumphant moment in human history. Subsequent Apollo missions expanded lunar exploration. Apollo 12 and Apollo 14 through 17 brought more astronauts to the Moon, conducted geological surveys, and deployed scientific instruments. The final mission, Apollo 17 in 1972, featured the only professional geologist to walk on the Moon, Harrison Schmitt. After Apollo, NASA turned its attention to long-duration space missions and international cooperation. Skylab, launched in 1973, was the first American space station. Over 3 missions, astronauts lived and worked aboard Skylab for up to 84 days, conducting medical experiments and studying solar activity. In 1975, the Apollo-Soyuz test project marked the first joint US-Soviet spaceflight. The mission symbolized a thaw in Cold War tensions and paved the way for future international collaboration. NASA's next leap came with the Space Shuttle Program, launched in 1981. The shuttle was a reusable spacecraft designed to carry astronauts and cargo to low Earth orbit. The first shuttle, Columbia, launched on April 12, 1981, with astronauts John Young and Robert Crippen aboard. Over the next 3 decades, the shuttle became the workhorse of American spaceflight. It deployed satellites, repaired the Hubble Space Telescope, and helped build the International Space Station. Shuttles also carried international astronauts, symbolizing the growing global nature of space exploration. However, the shuttle program faced tragedies. In 1986, Challenger disintegrated shortly after liftoff, killing all 7 crew members, including Krista McAuliffe, a civilian teacher. In 2003, Columbia broke apart during re-entry, again killing all 7 aboard. These disasters prompted significant redesigns and safety overhauls, but also raised questions about the shuttle's long-term viability. The final shuttle flight occurred in 2011, with Atlantis on STS-135, marking the end of an era. Since the 1990s, NASA has been a major partner in the development and operation of the International Space Station, alongside Russia, Europe, Japan and Canada. The ISS serves as a microgravity laboratory where astronauts conduct experiments in biology, physics, medicine and Earth observation. American astronauts have maintained a continuous presence aboard the ISS since 2000, rotating in and out via Russian Soyuz spacecraft and more recently commercial spacecraft launched from US soil. The station symbolizes global collaboration and provides crucial experience for future deep space missions. While human missions captured public attention, NASA has also made major strides in robotic exploration. The Viking landers were the first US missions to land on Mars in 1976. The Pathfinder mission in 1997, with its Sojourner rover, reignited interest in the Red Planet. Later, the Spirit and Opportunity rovers, launched in 2004, discovered signs of ancient water. Curiosity, which was launched in 2012, revealed that Mars once had conditions suitable for microbial life. Most recently, the Perseverance rover landed in 2021, equipped with a mini-helicopter, Ingenuity, which became the first powered flight on another planet. NASA has also explored other parts of the solar system. The Voyager probes, launched in 1977, continue to send back data from interstellar space. The New Horizons spacecraft provided humanity's first close-up look at Pluto in 2015. Today, NASA is preparing to return humans to the Moon through the Artemis Program, named after the twin sister of Apollo in Greek mythology. Artemis aims to land the first woman and first person of color on the Moon and establish sustainable lunar exploration in preparation for missions to Mars. The Artemis 1 mission, an uncrewed flight around the Moon using the Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, launched successfully in late 2022. Artemis II, scheduled to carry astronauts around the Moon, will pave the way for Artemis III, which aims to land humans on the lunar surface by the end of the decade. NASA is also collaborating with commercial partners like SpaceX, Blue Origin and Boeing, helping develop new space technologies and vehicles to support deep space missions. Over the decades, NASA has trained hundreds of astronauts, each contributing uniquely to space exploration. Some of the most notable include Neil Armstrong, first human to walk on the Moon. Sally Ride, first American woman in space in 1983. Guion Bluford, first African-American in space in 1983. Mae Jemison, first African-American woman in space in 1992. Chris Hadfield, Canadian astronaut known for his music and educational outreach aboard the ISS. Peggy Whitson. Jessica Meir and Christina Koch performed the first all-female spacewalk in 2019. NASA's astronaut corps has grown increasingly diverse, reflecting broader societal changes and the global nature of modern space exploration. NASA remains at the forefront of scientific discovery and space exploration. It continues Earth observation missions, climate studies, and research into aeronautics and advanced propulsion. NASA satellites monitor everything from hurricanes to wildfires, playing a crucial role in understanding our changing planet. Looking ahead, NASA's goals are more ambitious than ever. With the Artemis Program, human spaceflight is headed back to the Moon, and Mars lies on the horizon. The agency is also investing in technologies like nuclear propulsion, artificial intelligence, and autonomous spacecraft to make deep space exploration safer and more efficient. In collaboration with commercial and international partners, NASA is laying the foundation for a future where humans may live and work on other worlds. Please like and subscribe for more historical content. Thanks for watching.